What's up, y'all? We're talking gardening in this video. Now, last year I made a couple of garden beds. We started gardening right in the middle of the summer, which was not ideal. But this year we decided to upgrade and make a few more garden beds. I think they're a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to show you how I built those, just walk you through it. It's super simple. The video of the build process itself is only a couple minutes. I sped it up, so it's not a bunch of fancy schmancy stuff. I'm just going to break it down, super simple for you. Get it done, and then I'm going to show you the new garden area, which is over there. I've got the little baby chicks out here today. They're about 4.5 weeks old, so they got a couple more weeks before they can come outside full time. But just trying to get them used to grass, and we're just upgrading the backyard farming operation here, so having fun and just doing little projects here and there. So stay tuned. Garden beds coming now. I'm just going to start off by talking about the materials and the cut list for this build. So this is your typical corrugated metal sheeting that you can get at any big box store. They're about 26 inches wide by 8 feet long, so I just cut them in half because I didn't want to have super large beds where I'm going to have to fill them with a bunch of material, and I could get more beds out of it by cutting them in half. But don't be like me, just get you a metal cutting blade for your circular saw and that'll make easy work of that. But for each bed you need 2 pieces of the metal at 8 feet and 2 at 4 feet. Now I'm using all pressure treated lumber for this build, and for each bed you need 4 pieces at 8 feet long and 4 pieces at 4 feet long. So it's going to make your bed slightly wider than 4 feet long, but for me that was okay. And then you're going to need another 8 pieces cut at 7 inches long for each bed. Now, as far as tools, as you can see, I'm just using a circular saw to make all my cuts, and you'll see later that I'm going to use a nail gun to put everything together. Now, if you don't have a nail gun, you could easily replace that with screws and just use a drill. So really just a drill and a circular saw, and you'll make it happen on this project. But then for securing the metal to these pressure treated pieces later, I just used 7/8 of an inch roofing nails, and I just hammered them in. Nothing fancy. I wasn't super worried about it looking perfect because these are garden beds. They're going to get beat up and be exposed to the weather. So that's really all you need for this project. It's straightforward. Anybody can build it. And these look better than the other garden beds, I think. But these would be easier if I just had a metal cutting blade for my circular saw. But I was stubborn and I didn't want to get one. So that's about it as far as materials and your cut list on this one. So I hope you guys build some and get your garden going. So last year was more or less us just experimenting with gardening to see if we liked it or not, and we did, and we were able to grow some vegetables, but we had way too much crammed in those 2 garden beds. So I just built 4 the way that I just showed you with the metal, and then the 2 from last year are right there in the middle. So all of the beds are 4 by 8. I have about 2.5, 3 feet or so in between here. I can fit a wheelbarrow in and bring it all the way in and out. And then I have 2 feet around the perimeter of each bed so that I can completely walk around, because that's nice. You want to be able to gain access from both sides of the bed if possible. And then because we have all of, let's see if I can find them, all of those pesky critters, they'll destroy your garden. So if you got chickens or other animals, I've got chicken wire. I know it's hard to see because of the light, but I just have some T-posts. They're 5.5 feet, and I just strung this 48-inch wide chicken wire to it and connected it with zip ties. Works really good. They haven't gotten in. It'll keep deer out as well. Last year for deer, we just had single strand wire from the T-post. That worked really well too, but the chickens obviously could still get in. Didn't really have any issues with rabbits or any small animals like that, but this is working really well. So as you can see, we got some vegetables growing in here. We labeled everything, but I'm loving this setup. It's close enough to the house so that I can bring the hose in here easily. I'll probably set up some type of automatic water system like I did last year, but there's 4 beds. This is a 15 wide by 30 foot long area with all 6 of these beds in here. So these PVC pipes, it's not a watering system. These are just for all of the plants that will have vertical vines that need to be trellised. Last year I did a terrible job of that, and I think our yield suffered. So I'm just going to drop string down from these once the plants start growing and they get big enough where they need to be trellised. If I said trusted before, I meant trellised. But these are just 3/4 inch PVC pipe, and I fastened them to the outside of the boxes with just a couple of conduit, like metal straps here. I just screwed them right into the boxes. So these are the ones from last year. These are the ones that I just built. So these ones are probably a little easier to build unless you have a metal cutting saw for the metal, but these look better in my opinion. It's all personal preference on this stuff. I know now a lot of people, bug on my neck, right now a lot of people want to garden, right, because of everything going on, which is good, but it's fun. I would just do it because it's fun. Because it's kind of expensive. If you're going to look at it like price-wise, to do it like this, buying organic seeds, buying soil, it's kind of cheaper to buy it at the grocery store, if I'm being honest. But it's a cool hobby. You know exactly where your food's coming from. You know what you're putting into it. You know if you're putting any chemicals on it. We don't, and we still seem to get good results. And it's fun. So this is the new garden area. Thank you guys for watching, and be on the lookout, because let's see here, that little thing right there, that would be a beehive, and I built that with the frames and everything. So that video is coming soon. If you guys are looking into beekeeping, we just kind of jumped right into that, and so far so good. But thank you guys as always for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, I would appreciate it if you did so, and I will catch y'all on the next one. See ya.